We're here at Frederick's Restaurant with Frank Warren. Just announced the undercard for the massive Fury Chisora fight in July. Billy Joe Saunders on that, one fight away from a world title. Could you tell us a bit more about his opponent?
Yeah, well, he's fighting Emmanuel Blandemura, who's 22-0. He hasn't lost a fight, obviously. He comes from Rome in Italy, and the fight is actually to become the mandatory challenger to Quinlan. So I'm looking forward to the fight, and I'm hoping Bill comes through, because if he does, then he'll be in that position, and then hopefully the world title will follow.
And this is, of course, going to be Bill's first fight since September last year. He's had problems with his hands. Could you tell us a bit about that and how it's going now?
Well, since he's turned pro, he's had operation on his right hand, and he's obviously had a problem with his left hand. It's just one of those, unfortunately, it's one of those things that he's had to live with, and it's sort of, had him to have these little breaks in between. He hits a little good run, then the injury reoccurs. So it is what it is. Hopefully now it'll hold up, and he can move forward. This is the third fighter he's fought on the trot who's undefeated. So it's that in itself is a bit of a thing, I think, on his behalf. And I just hope that if his hands do hold up, that we can move him into that world title fight. He comes through, move him into that, and get that fight over here.
And you mentioned if he wins the European title, it'll be an eliminator for Peter Quillin. What can you tell us about Peter Quillin and Joe possibly going and beating him?
Well, he's a good fighter. He's a tough fighter. He can punch. It'd be interesting to see how he gets on with a boxer. Bill can box a bit. He's a good counter puncher, and I think it'd be a good fight. And I think for Bill it'd be a good fight, and I think he has the tools to beat Quillen. But it certainly is not an easy job. But before he even gets there, he's got to beat Blandemura on the 26th. He wants to be the first traveller to win a world title fight. You've got Tyson Fury fighting Derek Chisora on that bill. He's looking to do the same. So there's a little bit of a race going on between those two. So it's they're both on the same card. It's a cracking card. I mean, we've got some really good fights on there. We've got Derry Matthews against Flanagan up there. So that's a cracking fight. Liverpool versus Manchester. Liam Walsh is on the card. Some really good fights on.
And of course, the middleweight division at the moment, there's some great champions in there. There's some great domestic bouts possibly as well. And someone that's kind of been linked with a fight with Billy Joe is someone that started appearing on a few of your shows, Chris Eubank Jr. Do you think that's something we could see happen in the near future?
Yeah, I think we can. I mean, Chris keeps winning, which I'm sure he will do, and he steps up in opposition. If Bill wins the world title, what a great defence that'd be. Him against Chris Jr. I mean, Bill and Chris would be a fabulous fight for the fans, and I know there's no love lost between the two of them.
And going on to the main event on the night in July, been a lot of back and forth between Tyson and Derek up in Manchester at the Printworks the other week. What do you make of all of that? And Tyson's comments about Derek taking drugs?
Well, that's stupid comments. There's no way that Derek's do that, and he gets tested regularly anyway. So that's just not happening. Look, it's coming up to the fight. We're about 10 weeks away. It's looming. The fight is going to happen, and sometimes, especially when you've got two sort of volatile guys like Derek and Tyson, that silly things are said or some silly things happen. Thankfully they haven't. There's been no physical stuff before the fight, but it's a big fight for them. The winner of that, as I say, will be one of Klitschko's mandatories. So there's a lot riding on it. Tyson's undefeated. Derek's rehabilitated himself. He's got his career back on track. He's in the best shape he's ever been in. He's got the bit between his teeth. Tyson's like Derek's a proud man. He won't want to lose his undefeated record. So you're going to get tension. It is what it is. They're fighters. As long as they don't step over the line, it's part sometimes of the game. I mean, I don't condone the silly stuff and the allegations of drugs, but we all know that this is going to be a good fight. In the ring, once they get into the ring on the night, that is going to be fireworks. There's no doubt about that.
And in the press conference, you mentioned England's World Cup hopes and things like that. But you're a massive Arsenal fan. Big day for you on Saturday. Will you be going? And what do you think Arsenal could break that duck finally?
I'm going, and if they can't beat them, then Mr. Wenger's got to go, because it would be an absolute travesty if they can't beat them. Let's get it right. I know anything can happen in games, but my God, we got one player, I think, probably is double the amount of money that the whole team cost.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Frank.
You're welcome.